Good morning, beloved Earthbound fam. So the other night I went to bed, and I went into a meditation concentrating on Moon's position at that fourth degree in Libra, and how it plays in with the Barbault's basket situation that's coming up that is creating major generational shifts in our states of being down here on Earthplane. And that is really coming into fruition, and some lives quicker than others, possibly. But regardless, we are all going to be feeling this as we move through um, the rest of summer for sure, into autumn, and even into the winter solstice and into 2027, to be totally honest with you. This generational shift is going to be happening um, on a un let's see, on a scale where we may not see it coming into fruition right away. But if we if so, just bear with me here. If you take the way life looks today, today is July 21st, not 2026, and you look at how life is going to look, or when we get there, say February 21st, 2027, things are going to be very different. There's going to be a lot of changes in the shifts of industrial powers, industry in general, and pretty much any and every aspect that you can think of, especially when it comes to structure, the way that industry has been structured and the way that it has eaten up numerous resources of that Gaia provides for us, and how that is going to be starting to move into a different type of relationship when it comes to reciprocity. So I just wanted to, anyways, let me get back to. I went into the meditation the other night when I went to bed to find out how Moon's position here, as she transits through Libra and over into Aquarius by the time she gets to her fullness, um, and what it is that may, how that may be affecting us here. And so, her particular position. I want to just um, preface, before I get into this, that Moon moves quickly. She moves about, um, it takes her, let me put it this way, it takes her about 2 to 3 days to move through a sign. So, for instance, Moon was in Libra, and she is actually now almost in the sign of Scorpio. So, hey, Scorpio, that's where she was when I was born. Anyway, sorry. She is she's moving quickly. And actually, last night, whenever I was outside and like giving my thanks and praise to her beautiful planets up there, she is at half mast at this particular point in time. So, interesting time for me to ask this question, that she's half dark and half light. Um, I just want to read you what I woke up to in my dream journal. I guess this was yesterday morning. I had a weird day yesterday. Talk about generational shifts. One of my beautiful, beautiful animals, her name is Khaleesi. She crossed over yesterday. It was a gorgeous crossing over. Please don't worry about, any kind of situation where where I'm crying or hurt or anything. I don't really see death that way. I see it as just the most gorgeous transformation of energy, and transportation of energy, and transition of energy. So it was a beautiful, beautiful day. But she was 13, and she was the oldest of all of my animals that I have. And if you know me, I have a lot. And but she was the oldest, she was the matriarchy, and she ascended. It was time for her to move on because she can serve in a better way in her next formation, her next energetic formation. Her little beautiful body that she had while she was here has expired, but her spirit will always live on. And again, if you know me, she will be back. She will come back, because they all sort of do where we live, in our beautiful little vortex here, at our beautiful little piece of Mama Gaia. So anyway, I'm going to read you this spirit message that was given to me when I when I receive these. I receive them in a dream state. So I keep a dream journal. I really don't know how it happens. I reach over, I just start writing, I wake up, and sometimes I find these messages. But I had specifically gone to bed in this meditation asking how this would develop, or how we might be able to expect it to develop as it comes into fruition. So interesting that I said fruition, and you'll see why in a moment. Um, so anyway, I just want to share this with you and read it to you. And then I think I may do some like a tarot reading on Barbault's basket in general and how we can expect to see some of the things unfold. I just haven't put into perspective quite yet how I want to present that or how I really want to read it. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it per planet, or if I want to just do one big whole reading. I'll just have to wrap my brain around it after I've had more coffee and a little more time to consider um, the information that I want to absorb from that particular reading. So, without further ado, let's get into the spirit message. So, I hope that this brings you some sort of clarity and information as it did for me. If it doesn't, feel free to ask questions in the comments, or, whatever. Anyway, here we go. So this spirit message came through. I woke up to it yesterday morning on July 20th, 2026. Begin transmission. Moon will move into Aquarius for her fullness. Father Sun will move into Leo simultaneously. Mother Moon's divine feminine in Aquarius matches the upcoming frequency of North Node's task of fate and bringing the rise of the divine feminine energetics beyond manifestation and into fruition on Earthplane. The same is happening with the South Node moving into Leo, just 1 week's Earth time after Sun, bringing a cosmic and celestial bowing down of the divine masculine, creating space for expansion of divine feminine energy to radiate. This was prefaced at the summer solstice when Father Sun's solar season switched with Mama Moon's lunar season, and it will be further implemented when Moon eclipses Sun on your August 12th. Just so you know, they always refer to her as Mother Moon. I refer to her as Mama Moon. Anyway, let me resume. The Lion's Gate is on its peak of energy to infinity and beyond, and it is the gate of fate each individual walks through to choose their own next phase of infinity, the rise of the feminine or the stagnation of the masculine. Eventually, and in divine timing, all shall meet in the energetics of the age of Aquarius, but some may choose a path that takes longer. That is their free will. Each has their own path. It is imperative to stay in your own lane of love, faith, and trust to protect your sovereignty. Allow others to have the experience they require to learn. Their free will leads them to their new teacher. Let it be so. The switch of divine feminine and divine masculine energetics is underway. Nothing can stop this. The evidence of this switch may not be evident in its primary arrival, but it will reveal itself more and more as the autumn equinox period unfolds. Winter's realm brings the Winter's realm brings the severity of the revelations at the 3 days of darkness. It is here that the divine feminine will be cast into the light as the light returns. End transmission. So, there you have it. I don't really know what else to say about it. Some pretty heavy information, but she definitely is pulling some weight in that little formation of that, where she met the other planets in that basket. She always pulls weight. Mama Moon is literally one of the most powerful pullers of energy that there is, because she rules the magnetism part of our electromagnetism here on Earth. we can see evidence of this anytime that you're looking at waves crashing on the ocean during a full moon or crashing onto the shore during a full moon, right? They're a lot higher, they're a lot more magnetic, there's a lot more magnetism, pulling of energies whenever she's in that particular um, state of her cycle. So I just wanted to share this with you. One more thing. One second, please. I know I talk about the age of Aquarius often, and I realize that some people may not necessarily know exactly what the age of Aquarius is or what that means or anything like that. And I am happy to do a video on that if you are interested in it. Um, but really, what I would love for each and every one of you to do who are curious about the age of Aquarius is to get this book, The Age of Aquarius. It is written by a beautiful woman at Moon Omens. Um, and it is absolutely the most and greatest explanation of what the age of Aquarius is that I've ever read and I've ever come across. I got this book, I don't know, as soon as she put it out, I bought it to read it. She's one of my favorite astrologers by far. It's not a long book. It's literally 182 pages, so it won't take up much of your time. If you go to moonomens.com, moonomens.com, you can find this book. And she might even have an audiobook if you're not somebody who reads or if you have issues with your eyes. I know, believe me, I'm getting older myself. So at 53, there's a lot of people who have issues with their eyesight and being able to read these days. So I think she may have an audio version of this book. But this will teach you so much about the kind of energy that we are entering into. And again, at my age, we're on kind of the tail end of this. I mean, truth be told, I'm 53. I'll be lucky if I have 25 more years here on this earth, right? But there's an entirely new generation who is coming in and coming up and building a new world here. And this is going to be the energy that they're going to be doing that in. And we can choose to help them or we can choose to hinder them with our old ways of thought because the new ways are absolutely going to outride it. That's how the world works. That's how each and every cycle works, right? The old gets kind of pushed to the back while the new comes in up to on the upfront. And that is exactly what the age of Aquarius is all about. Um, I urge you again to get this book and take it, take a read with it. You will learn so very much. And especially about the age of Aquarius and the things um, that we are going to be encountering over for sure the next 20 years. It's interesting that I say that because Pluto will be in the house of Aquarius for about 20 years, maybe more like 19 now. He's been there for quite a while. He's been there since 2024. He went in there in November to stay for that 20 years. So yeah, so he'll be there until about 2044. Um, what was the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys? Slipped my mind. There you go. There's age for you. I'm just kidding. I don't think it's age, but the universe remembers. And so if it comes back to me, I will also, oh, there we go. Universe remembers. Ding, ding. Moon will be an Aquarius in her fullness this particular month. So she will, as she comes into that fullness, and I don't know if it will be, I haven't really looked at the chart to know exactly what position where she will be in the house of Aquarius, whether she's in conjunction with Pluto at that time or in some sort of aspect with him. It would either be like a trine or something to that effect, maybe possibly a light square, depending on her position. I haven't looked to see what degree she'll be um, in the house of Aquarius, but regardless, she will be having a conjunction with Pluto as she passes through the house of Aquarius in some state of fullness. So, Mama Moon stays full for about 3 days before uh, she starts to wane off of her full light, and that's important to know. And then also in this transmission, it was mentioned that that she would be Let me get back to that part really quick so I can really read you what it said. Hold, please. The evidence of this switch may not be evident in its primary arrival, but it will reveal itself more and more as the autumn equinox period unfolds. Winter's realm brings the severity of the relations at the 3 days of darkness. Okay, the 3 days of darkness happens right around the winter solstice when Father Sun goes through a period, his lowest period on the horizon for 3 full days before the solar cycle, the annual solar cycle starts to pick up, and he starts to become the more mask or the more prominent energetic that we have between the solar and the lunar. The solstices is when that switches. So when that happens, that is when Mama Moon's light will start to radiate, as was mentioned in the spirit message. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video here. I really hope you get this book. Take a look at it. It is absolutely amazing. And also, you may want to start checking out some other tarot readers or astrologers because there are so many of us are receiving the same messages right now. It's just, I mean, we always do. But if you are somebody who is new to astrology or really doesn't partake in it or understand it or anything like that, you might find it somewhat fascinating that what I'm saying is very in line with what the next person is saying, and the next person is saying, and the next person is saying, because I know I have found it very fascinating that we are really coming together in even just the words that we are using. So, and that is from other people's spirit guides. They are really, really telling us exactly what is happening in as plain of an English or sorry, an earthbound type language as they possibly can. It's really beautiful. I'm really, again, I say it all the time, but what a time to be alive. It's just so beautiful. I see the unity coming together. I see it all happening. I hope you get to see it too. I hope you're able to see it too. I hope that you're able to take your mind and put the ego part of it aside so that it can open up into all that is unfolding right now. Beloved Earthbound fam, as always, live the life you love the gods you trust, and don't take it all too seriously because things are going to change from one moment to the next. It's the only constant in all universes. And always remember, remember that you are stars, not standards. Now go shine and have yourselves a very joyful day. Blessed be.